What's good, superstars? Back with another Veve video. We got Superstar Joe, we got Superstar Gia, and we got Superstar Rob over here. How's it going, Rob? Quiet
Pretty,
ones.
pretty
Baby's
good.
sleeping. Quiet
Pretty,
ones. Quiet
yeah,
ones.
let's go really slow on
Really
this
quiet.
one.
All
We
right.
don't want to rock. We don't want to rock the boat too hard. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble for
We
this
don't want her
screen.
to get upset. No.
We don't
So,
want to upset
guys,
her.
become a superstar. Hit the subscribe button if you just found us. We're posting videos every single day with babies, without babies. It's craziness over here. So if you haven't already, we just hit 2K subs. I think we're just like right there. So we might be below it by now, depending on if people are subbing or unsubbing. So help us stay above 2K subs and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, please. Also, you can follow us on our social media. We have Twitter, which we are very active on, Instagram, and TikTok we use for contests, giveaways, whenever those come back, we will be using them. Also, if you have a picture you want to send us, a video you want to send us, send it to our socials. We will give you the credit and we will post it up there for you. So, guys, go check out those. Also, you want to follow us on the app. We are now near the top of the Fastos wall. We relisted at the beginning of the month. Fastos number 6909. You can find us. We're like 350 followers on there. I'm going through. I'm trying to follow whoever I can, but the feed is absolutely ridiculous. Another fix needs to happen. You guys know it, but if I see you, I'm following you back. So go follow us on the Fastos wall. Rob, today's video, I guess you have all of the tweets and stuff, so you pull it up there and let's talk about recent news.
Yeah, I got a lot to talk about. Actually, I want to mention one thing about the giveaways, because supposedly Kobe today, I saw it on his Discord, was saying that he got the transfers back.
Yeah, it came back for a little bit, I think.
Came back. I don't know if this is permanent. I don't think Veve tweeted about it, so I don't think there's any official confirmation.
No, then I heard it went away. It came back and it went away. It was weird. So maybe they were trying to move stuff internally and they had to switch it on for a second. Who knows? Actually, speaking of giveaways, before we move on, guys, if you have not joined Pairology World community, what are you doing? Community.pairology.world. Go over there, hit clubs, and join Superstar Money Club. This is the club here. Look at all the people who've joined in the last 2 days. Deg Enthusiast, Dagia Gio, Young Pro, Liza, Dai Gusto, Sega, Thirsty, Super Daddy Cool, Ganga, and Meta Mosh Pit. We're at 121 members. It's basically our Discord, guys. You can come over here. You can hit up Superstar Chat, and people are talking in here all times. We've been going back and forth. Rob actually answered a couple questions, looks like recently. And we're just going back and forth. Also, the giveaways for April. Pairology is giving away 2 Captain America Ultra Rares and 2 Chippendales. The first giveaway is April 7th. If we can't give you the giveaway right away, we'll wait, and Pairology will send it once he's able to, once Veve allows it. But you go in here, you go to topics, you hit April Pairology giveaway number 1.
Oh, show the GIF. Show our GIF.
And all you got to do, if you weren't here in the live stream yesterday, is you got to put a GIF in the chat and you're entered. So easy. That's all you got to do. And look at the entries. But there is one GIF in here that you guys will laugh at.
We have a favorite.
There it is.
We have a favorite.
Non-fungible talking with the custom GIF.
Yeah, I love it.
Doing our intro where Rob knocked me off the chair almost.
I love it. I love it. Great job.
Fantastic.
Great job.
Very
huge
rare
shout out. Huge
very
shout
rare
out.
that we're in the same room. So definitely a catch to have that GIF. But guys, all you got to do is come over here, put a GIF, and you're entered to win an ultra rare Captain America. How easy is that? How easy is that?
It can't get easier than that. That's for sure.
So let us get over to Rob's screen here and let's talk about today's drop.
Yeah. So how did you do? Like we got the Werewolf by Night number 32.
You know what?
Really hot right now. Really
everybody
hot
got this on drop. I'm in a couple group chats. Everybody got it. I'm the only one who didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't even go for it. But
if you went for it, you would have got it too. I don't know what happened. I hit it too early, the button, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get a rebound. Everyone's getting rebounds. It's like, what is going on?
I miss sometimes. Sometimes you get nervous.
Today, maybe my connection wasn't good. Also, going for snipes, couldn't even get that. So I like overpaid for a common, and I overpaid for a rare. I think I paid like low 30s for a rare, which I think is in the 20s now, and I paid like 16, 17 for a common. I just wanted to get in there. I swiped down. I'm like, screw this, and I just bought it. I'm like, I'm gonna pay a couple gems more, whatever.
Well, it's low 30s now, the rare.
Okay, but, so that's not too bad. What's the common? I paid like 16, 17 for the common. I'm sure it's not that high.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hype right now on the Moon Knight. I actually just watched the Disney series, the first episode yesterday. So yeah, had a chance to watch it. I did a little bit of research. I haven't really dug into Moon Knight yet. I think he does have Avenger potential.
Okay.
Which if they take that route with the MCU and he has Avenger potential, definitely I think this is going to be good. I mean, it deserves a B rank. It's on Disney Plus. It's a character that's on Disney Plus right now. So you know Disney and Marvel are thinking of taking this guy somewhere.
And Veve rank labeled it a B. Yeah.
Labeled it a B because it is current. It is very current. 30,000 mints.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of, I guess this comic had a lot of hype for that reason. Not to mention as well, you had the whole bots. The bots weren't around for this one. They stayed out of this one.
Seems like they stayed out. But the real world variant of this too, I think, is like going for 21K for a really good mint. Right. That's a good comparable. Yeah. I guess on the same topic, we got a couple collectibles coming out.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting. So I was excited when I saw this too. You got Moon Knight collectibles. There's 2 of them. You got one of the classic that I saw in the first episode, which is the bottom photo. That top photo, I'm not quite sure yet exactly. Maybe he could change different views in different forms.
Maybe.
So that was, he was in a museum for.
I think one of them is called Mr. Knight or something like that, or Mr. Moon. If you go scroll up a little bit.
Let's see. This is with knowledge of the ancient
Mr.
world.
Knight.
Yeah, Mr. Knight's the character. That's the guy's name.
The other one they call him Moon Knight on the bottom.
Yeah. Stephen Grant. There you go. Okay. So I guess he's a Mister because he's dressed pretty nicely in this.
Let me be honest with you, they look pretty. They look pretty cool. I do think long term they will. But I don't know how. There's only 2 of each though, so I don't know. This is different. We don't really. Usually with Marvel, you're getting 5 variants, so I don't know how this is going to perform. Depends on the number of mints. I don't really want to comment until I see that.
Yeah, we don't know the number of mints yet. Not to mention the state of the market condition right now in terms of it looks like a lot of drops are going under listed. So I'm not really sure how this one's going to go, but like we said before, this one here in terms of future potential, if he does have Avenger level, position in that MCU in terms of they take him, they bring him to be one of those brand new Avengers in the future. Yep. Maybe this character is going to build a lot of reputation over time and could do well. So I thought for sure was an interesting one. Cool. But I think today we want to talk about something that we were thinking, like, what's going on right now with the whole gem inflow and outflow. We had Melanie, Superstar Mel, who just started a YouTube channel. Check her out. She just started and she's great. But she asked us on our live yesterday. She's like, well, why is the market dropping? Is it because My Collectibles, shout out My Collectibles, another great guy. Is it because he said you should hold gems till May the 4th, which is the Star Wars day? But I really don't think that is the reason why. I think it has other things. So we're going to talk a little bit about why we think the market, explain again why, we've talked about it only for a month, but we're going to explain why again we think the market is slowing down and dropping. And then we're going to talk about why there's hope for the future to really, really get some steam and pump. Yep. So it all started by looking at, of course, Putt and Cheeks. This guy is a legend. He keeps that daily tracker of inflow and outflow of gems. So if you take a look at his spreadsheet, and I'm sure some people watching this, maybe you're new to VV, it's one of your first times. Anyone who's been here for a long time, you know this spreadsheet, right? You can see how much is being burned versus how much is being spent. Because remember, when you buy from the store, you're bringing in fresh gems. But when you buy from the Apple store, I should say, you're bringing in fresh gems.
Yep.
When you go to buy from the VV store, you're burning those gems. Plus, anytime there's a market transaction, you're losing 2.5%, 8.5% fees. Those are gems that are lost. They're no longer part of the ecosystem, right? Yeah. So, I mean, he already did it. If you take the amount of gems purchased and you minus away the gems burned, and every day you just do that delta and you add it up, you get gems in app. Okay, he has a column on it. We went ahead and we actually created a chart. Maybe a chart's going to be a little bit easier to understand, right? And you could see starting from the beginning how over time the amount of gems have been nothing but increasing in the app.
Which is good.
Because there's only a certain number of collectibles. The more gems you have, the more gems are available to buy collectibles at a higher price. Mm-hmm. So naturally, the more gems that are in the system, the more expensive a lot of these collectibles are going to be. And if you do that math, what you find is that right now, we're sitting at about 130 gems available in the app. I believe it was 319 million that were actually purchased fresh. But through all the burning that's happened, of the 319 million, you only have 130 million left. So let's look back in history and see when we had these inflationary moments. So we labeled here the Disney golden moments around November 7th area, right?
Yep.
You can see the rate at which money came into this app. It went from, at that time, let's just say 30 million, just under 30 million.
Close to there, yeah.
Right? By the time it was done, not even like November 22nd, you pretty much doubled the amount of gems that were in the app. Out of nowhere, double the money just came
One
into the app.
catalyst. Yeah.
That's a
Big
catalytic
catalyst.
event.
Big catalyst, though, yeah.
That's a catalytic event, and that's why we saw that huge pump, because it's never going to trade at book value, right? Like you're going to have multiples embedded into these collectible prices. But if you just simply took, let's say, 50 million and you divided that, and you would find that many of these floor prices probably weren't even sustainable, right? And we'll talk about that as we go. But it doesn't matter, because the expectation of growth, it's like stocks, it trades at a multiple compared to what's actually there. Then you look at January 1st, it slowed down, but through the 12 days of EV, if you guys remember during December, we had the 12 days of EV. They had a drop every single day. It was a minor gem squeeze event, but you were having gems being added up throughout that time period. And then we hit January 1st. And that's when there was a little bit of a break. And then out of nowhere, gems just started flooding in again. And we see another major increase of gems up until roughly the beginning of February, we'll call it. And then something changed. You went from that steep rate of incline, it started to curve, and it started to flatten out. Every single day, the delta of more gems coming in got smaller and smaller and smaller. That's the reason why the chart started flattening out until we got to the gem scandal. The gem scandal, we remember we had around March 17th period. You can see it here in the chart. We had an insane millions amount of gems being pumped into the market. It popped, it got shut down. And now what we're seeing actually is a situation where over the last few days, the number of gems available is reducing. We're now going backwards on the number of gems. So I think the answer to the question is that because of the bot situation, where bots were flooding the market just trying to sell off, because of the off-app gem purchasing that was happening, you weren't buying new gems to buy collectibles. You were buying from someone else and recycling gems. So you're playing with the same number of gems in the ecosystem. That's not going to bring inflation. We need new gems to come into the market for there to be inflation in the prices. So we have to wait for that to happen. And we talked about MCP and MTL, how these are all things that can help that. But in terms of forward thinking, okay, there is hope in terms of how this can grow. Because if you think about it, and just to prove one of our points, right when this turned, if you bring up ecomi wiki, what we see if the partner statute is around that end of January period of time, that's when we had the glorious dump. I know I said that before, and one of the superstars love that. Yeah. If you look at the top, the market top, it happened right here around January the 31st, February 1st. That's when we started seeing that decline. That's also when we started seeing the slowing rate of gem increasing over time. To me, this makes sense as to why prices have been steadily dropping in combination with everything else that's been happening. And if you take it one step further, if you think about it, we have 130 million gems available, right? Okay, well, look at the partner statute. The partner statute right now has a market cap of 73 million. So we have 130 million gems available, and one collectible at its current floor price, you would need 73 million to buy up all of the floor price, meaning it's impossible. There's just, the gems just really aren't there. We know that's not going to happen. We know that if you take everybody's gems, you can't just sum them all together and buy more than 50% of all the gems until it's one collectible. So you can see the level of multiples that exist right now, and that how high some of these collectibles are trading compared to how much gems are available in the app, which is a bearish thing. Okay. However, if you take a look at future projections of what's going to happen in the collectible industry, right? Just a quick Google search. You see some forecasts here. They're expecting an extra $200 billion of growth in the collectible market over the next, let's say, decade. Okay, 200 billion. But even more exciting than that is that you have the NFT market. According to Jeffries, okay, this is an article on CoinDesk. They're thinking that by 2025, we're going to have an $80 billion market cap. And right now, they say 35 billion for the end of 2022. I'm going to use that number as today's number. Right now, the current market cap, I think, is closer to like 22 billion. But just for argument's sake, we'll be conservative. We'll use 35 billion in today's environment. So if we go back to the chart, I just did some quick math. So in 2022, we have $35 billion market share. Okay. Veve over its time has had $319 million pumped into the Apple Store. So let's just say that if you do the math, it ends up being 0.9% of that market share went to Veve, which I think is pretty good considering. if you extrapolate that for the extra 45 billion that's expected to come over the next 3 years, and you just apply the same market share rate. So let's just say they don't take more market share, they don't lose market share, they still have 0.9%.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. That's as if they don't even gain any steam. If they don't gain any traction. Sorry, guys, she has the hiccup, so I'm just muting.
Yeah, I heard that little hiccup. Yeah, so if you assume that it's going to be the same 0.9%, they're not going to gain more market share, they're not going to lose market share. That's another $405 million over the next 3 years, which ends up being like an extra. Maybe let me double check that because I changed the number last minute, right? So if we go 405 million divided over the next 3 years, sorry, it is 135 million per year, and then that's per year. So by next year, we should expect to see another 135 million,
basically double where we are now,
which is double because we already have 130 million. If you bring this chart back up, we're at 100, so we're gonna double fresh gems by next year, which ends up being 11.25 million per month.
Yeah. And that's the difference, right? That's with current things how they are now. If we get the web app in, that might even accelerate because we do know that right now a lot of off app gems are being purchased, right? So once you bring that web app in, it encourages people to buy on app because you lose the Apple Store fee, which is a really big deterrent. Especially and now you see people getting banned all kinds, a little bit more discouraging to buy off app. It depends on how the sentiment goes. I'm sure people will still buy off app, but people who were hesitant because of that 30% fee may now try to buy clean gems, which will always help to pump the ecosystem because you're putting more new gems into the app rather than recycling old ones.
Yeah, I'm excited for that web application. I think it's going to help everything they can do to make, and as long as the off app market exists, as long as it's profitable to exist for people will buy off app. We see some commenters that typically say don't support it. Okay, but if you don't support it, there's always going to be someone else who will. So if you're a pro Veve person and you're able to take advantage of it, you probably should. And as long as that market remains profitable, it will exist. So the web application encourages some people now to buy gems at a cheaper, fresh value. When they start killing bots properly, you're going to have them trying to dump less. And that's going to help encourage people to buy more fresh gems. When you go to MTL, that's going to be a real big killer because now people are going to just cash out for 0.9. I understand that there's a time limit. People may not want to wait 2 weeks, but I think the majority of people will wait 2 weeks to cash out at 0.9. And if they do that, who's going to be selling their gems off app at this point? Plus, they just killed that free gem scandal. Who knows how long that's been going on for? Right? We knew about it during March. Yeah. But for all we know, there's been free gems coming in since the beginning of January.
You're not getting 0.9 off app. So if you want to get the most money for your gems, it's not just a timing thing. It's if you want the most money for what you actually own in the app, it's best to sell on app and do it the proper way.
Right. So this is just a linear graph. In the short term, this can do a lot of things. But you know how catalytic events work. We saw it with the Disney Golden Moments. That was a catalytic event. Why can't that happen again? Touching on my collectibles, if he is right and there is a Star Wars event, sure, it's going to be a gem squeeze, but maybe like the Disney Golden Moments, it'll have the opposite effect. Star Wars official Twitter, Disney official Twitters tweets it out like they did with the Disney Golden Moments and brings in all these fresh new people who don't know about this off-app market. Maybe they buy fresh gems in the short term, but especially when they kill it and every normal user has to start buying fresh gems, that's going to help create that inflationary environment to counter all that burning that's going on between the store as well as the aftermarket, the secondary market with all those transaction fees. So, I mean, long story short, if we got that millions coming into this app over the next few years, I don't see why that can't create that inflation that we saw in January, especially if there's a specific event which brings money in fast and increases the multiple of these like it did back in January. So
that's definitely an eye opener because the market share is something that unless you zoom out and look at it, maybe you won't realize. Because right now, if you're zooming in close there, we're on a little bit of a dip. But overall, even up until January, the gems in app, minus that 8 million pump, they were still going up. They're still going up in terms of how many gems, right?
Yeah, like the prices have dropped since this point right here, which is the peak. It hasn't been that long when you think about this chart, right? It hasn't been that long. Even though gems have been increasing, the rate of increase has slowed down. So the multiple on these collectibles has been reduced. And now we're actually starting to see collectibles going under the store price, right? I mean, if there's bots buying them for 0.2 gems on the dollar, obviously the floor can actually be lower than the listed, but that's not going to last forever. So I think ultimately this is a major bullish video for Veve in terms of how this can definitely change in the future. What's coming? What's that next event? If we get Pokemon, what's that next event that's going to bring all these fresh people? We can easily see another moment in time that we saw right over here with the golden moments. Why not? So anyways,
you got to think about it too, because if Star Wars comes into, people are going to miss the drop, but they're going to load money, and that money's got to go somewhere. So
yeah, has to go somewhere. Anyways, that's all I got to say. You have anything else to add?
Become a superstar. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Your investments are safe for now. Not financial advice, but we're just showing the overall general market sentiment. The baby is even so excited about it that she just doesn't want to stop talking today. So you know that she's all for it, and she's pumping the Veve app. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. And Rob, I'll let you take it away.
No, I would love to hear what you guys have to say. So first of all, if you're not a superstar yet, you can become one. Smash that subscribe button. Join the superstar fam. We would love to hear from you. We want to know what you think. So let us know below what you think about this whole market diagram on how the gems left in app, this whole theory, and let us know what you think as well about the growth in this NFT market. Do you think it's reasonable to assume that Veve can hold that 0.9% market share? Do you think they're going to grow that market share, or do you think it may be go the opposite end? Just let us know what you think below. Let us know what you think about how they can convert these bearish pressure into a massive bullish situation. Do you think Disney Golden Moments event could happen in the near term? Let us know below. We'd love to hear from you, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.
Love you. Bye.